tweets, Instagram posts, TikTok dances. Bars. Rum Nitty. In your mind, like all jokes aside, Rum Nitty. Oh my, yo, check this out. Rum Nitty, in your mind, when you recorded that shit, real, cause we Virgos. We Virgos. I keep telling y'all I'm the other one though. When you recorded that J Mills diss record, Rum Nitty, in your mind, did you really feel that was gonna get it done? No. Did you really feel that that was gonna be the one that packed me up and get me the fuck out of here? You felt that? I give y'all one better. Rum Nitty. When you put on those Michael Jackson I Wanna Rock With You jeans, right? When you put on those Michael Jackson I Wanna Rock With You jeans. Why? When you woke up and you put on these jeans, what type of aura was you looking to give off in a diss record? I just want to know, because you see how I'm in this fatigue right now, and I'm a potent veteran. It's war, and you are about to find out that somebody got to lose in war. In my last couple wars, I'm living to talk about them. All jokes aside, can I wear these jeans? No. Can I wear these jeans? I want to know. No. Y'all wanted it, right? Y'all wanted me. Cause see, I don't like doing this. I really do not like doing this. I'm really a chill guy. That's it. I just be cooling out. But I promise you, I am a grade A asshole. So let me be me right now. Allow me to be me. The shirt match. Just walk with me. Just walk with me real quick. Walk with me, okay? The shirt matches the pants. Well, the sleeves of it, right? The sleeves match the pants. Then he's rapping in the woods, like hidden behind like stuff. I'm gonna be real. It looks like you're behind the Red Roof Inn somewhere. Like, you know, like when you go to the little hotels, Lil Johns. You know, a lot of y'all battle rappers, y'all know when you're in the Lil Johns, you know what I'm saying? We done been booked at battles sometimes when we stay in hotels and it look like it's the joint where Martin Luther King got killed at. We all done stayed in them type of hotels before, right? It looks like you got dressed with Stevie Wonder's eyes. No. That's in through my eyes, it looks like you got dressed through Stevie Wonder's eyes. I told y'all. These people are not me. I just keep trying to tell y'all, I'm not the best in the world. I'm the best right now, though. And I'm keeping the picture on the screen because I want y'all to know the Harlem guy that I am, right? This is who I'm up against right now. See, when you try to do all of that punching that you do on the stage, Rum Nitty, that shit not correlating on a beat. You know why? Because y'all keep trying to do what I do. Why? That BPM ain't reserved for everybody. I've been doing this. Y'all can go back to a lot of my old freestyles. I've been doing this. I am a veteran. I don't care what y'all doing over there on them stages. If you so nice over there, keep your ass over there, nigga. Keep your ass over there. If you so nice over there, then stay over there. What are you on my block for? That shit ain't it. Don't tell me, oh, this is it. I don't care if you only doing one, nigga. I got 3. I got 3 for you and I got 3 for Easy. I don't care. I don't care about who do what. I don't care who else diss who. I don't care. I'm not done till I'm done. Take it how you want. Y'all are only, oh, I'm only doing one. I'm only doing one. That's cool. I'm doing more. I'm doing more. And if you're just gonna let me punch you all in your face and you ain't gonna fight back, cool. I'm gonna keep punching you in your face till I'm done. And I'm not done at 1. No! Jack Boy Maine got 1 because he wasn't supposed to get that. Y'all just kept talking about, oh, he keep doing all the AI songs. So I got creative and did no AI. No Iverson. Real, just flip on the words, just metaphorical concept, just whatever. Went to the cemetery, became the glitch in the Matrix. Y'all stop talking about the AI shit after that. Rum Nitty said, oh, the only one I liked was DNA Never Been Outside. Hey, yo, Rum Nitty! Can somebody tell Rum Nitty that diss record that he put out dissing me ain't better than none of the diss records that I put out for nobody? No! Rum Nitty and Easy. Them diss records that they put out dissing me ain't better than In My DNA, ain't better than Spin the Block, ain't better than DNA Never Been Outside, ain't better than Turn the Lights Off, ain't better than Spin the Block Again or Get Them the Fuck Out of Here. It ain't better than Damaged Goods. It ain't better than No Iverson. It ain't better than The Magician. It ain't better than Go Time. It ain't better than Give Me the Word. It ain't better than Why You Keep Running. It ain't better than The New Algorithm. It ain't... I'm 12 for 12 or 11, 13 for 13 or something like that right now. I got 3 for Easy. I got 3 for Rum Nitty. Easy wanted to do a mini movie. Cool. Let me introduce you to Jarve Singleton. I don't want to hear nothing when I do an 8-minute video. I don't want to hear nothing. No! You know what's killing y'all? Me. That's really what it really comes down to right now. That's what's really hurting battle rap right now. Y'all don't want to give it up and just be like, Mill's having a hell of a run right now. I'm gonna be real with you, even if y'all do tell me right now, I'm still gonna keep doing what I'm doing until I feel like I'm done. Browse told me after I'm done with Rum Nitty, we need to drop the album immediately. Browse said let's stop playing with him. I'm having fun though. I'm really having fun. Because in the midst of this, I keep coming up with more concepts for the album. Rum Nitty, I expected more of you. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I actually think Rum Nitty is one of the dopest battle rappers in battle rap right now. On the stage, though. With the gas. Gotta have this smoke. It gotta be smoky. Y'all heard Rum Nitty on the beat? That's what y'all think gonna do it? No! I promise you, this next week gonna be so interesting. It's gonna be so interesting, man. Cause I know for a fact, Rum Nitty can't fuck with me on this. Over there, what you do over there in the battle rap stage and all that you be doing, amazing. Over here, don't really hit the same. I'm never underestimating nobody. That's why I keep catching bodies. I know what it's like to be the underdog, and it feels good. Because I feel like I done showed everybody in the world that the underdog story never gets old. And it's always going to be somebody rooting for the underdog. Because the underdog story never gets old. The underdog story never gets old. People never going to get tired of rooting for the underdog. It's always going to be an underdog. This about to be fun. I promise y'all, when I'm done with Rum Nitty, y'all gonna look at him the same way y'all look at Goods and DNA and the rest of them niggas. Same way. Same way. I promise you.
Hey, y'all big, am I trouble or what? I swear they had never heard artists with such colorful touch. That's what we doing. A walking turnover, I get better as I turn older. Your flow sleepy, you sound plain on the beat. I'm insane on the beat, I'm David Blaine on the beat. On the stage, you hype, but you sound strange on the beat. You full of wit, acapella, but all that change on the beat. I'm fresh money in the booth, you small change on the beat. My flow change on the beat, with every change in the beat. You can't sustain or compete, boy, your frame like a beat. You feel like a giant, but how many games can you compete?
All right, white folks are panicking after noticing black Americans aren't bothered by rising living costs. Shit been expensive for us out here, man. What you mean? Anyway, look into this. This one here is by Fred React.
Coming from the black community, literally, America is crumbling to pieces, and you have barely heard a peep from black people. And I actually find it extremely surprising that people actually expect black people to feel sorry or feel some type of sympathy for the downfall of America. After everything that America has put us through, do you really think that we're all in silence, sitting back thinking about now we can fix this shit and we can bring things back to the way they were? No and no. We do not want things to go to the way they were. And you know what's crazy? I think a lot of people mistake this silence that's coming from the black community as a lack of awareness, as if maybe we don't know what's going on.
Oh, we know.
You might see us dancing and having fun and playing around and shit still, and you might think, these niggas just don't take shit seriously. But I'll tell you what, at a certain point, niggas will stop dancing, niggas will stop singing, niggas will stop going along to get along. But we know America far too well.
Hello great minds, hello good people, hello family. Guys, welcome back again to this new episode. Now, white folks are so furious, guys. You know, I'll be talking about how MAGA messed up the American economy. In this video, white folks are so furious. But this time, not at anyone else. You know, they're raging at their own reality. The poverty, job losses, and the social collapse they once laughed off as a black problem are now knocking at their doors. And black Americans just watching in silence, no tears, no sympathy, just quiet in realization that karma doesn't miss. It will come at its own time, you know, when you never expected it. So it has come to hit them. And this time round, karma hasn't come with a hurricane, but it has come economically. You know? So guys, let's watch some clips here, then we come back and have a chat.
That is basically a valid point to make about the whole King thing. Here's a question that I did not realize until it hit the news a lot, was that it was very white. What do you make of that? That the guy in Baltimore, the paper there said, we struggled to, our photographer, to find a picture of black people in this march. I'm okay with that. I didn't go, and I feel like, well, you talk.
Well, we had a meeting.
This ain't our business.
Yeah.
It ain't bigger than they ain't in it, goddammit.
Yes. And let's just say it didn't go too long for white folks, that's all.
Okay, I think I figured out why Harmony and people is calling black Americans cowards and carrying on because we not out there in the streets. They thought that we had no self-control. That's what they thought. They thought that when we was doing all that stuff, like in 2020 and Ferguson and Baltimore and stuff like that, and LA riots and stuff like that, it was just because we, you know, they were so easily provoked that As soon as somebody do something to one of us, we don't have any strategy. We don't have any type of thought process. We just go like an attack dog. They thought that we had no self-control, and us deciding to sit out and being all on one accord and being strategic and not reacting is showing a level of self-control that they did not realize that we had. They thought they didn't know about us. They thought that we are messing up their perception of us. They are having a crisis about our identity, about Black Americans' identity. Everybody is. Immigrants are having a crisis about our identity. You know what I mean? White folks is having a crisis about our identity. They thought that they could count on us. They thought they knew us, and they never knew us.
Why would you think you can count on us when we couldn't count on you?
Because they didn't know our motivations. They didn't know what we were doing. They just saw the effects, and they heard what the media said, and they took it and ran with it. So even the people that was like, oh, we support you, this and that, the other thing, they thought that we were, you know, justified, but they also thought we were uncontrollable. You know, because that's why they be like, be peaceful when you go out there. I know you gotta go out there, but do it like this. Like, you know, they think they treat us like their children, like we are feral, unruly children. And now that we are showing them that we knew what we was doing the whole time, but now that we are showing them now, yeah, we're good. You go ahead and do that. They can't handle it. They can't handle it because it's messing up what they thought they knew about Black Americans. This whole year has been a mindfuck for them. Between us sitting out, between us delineating, you know, we're really showing them in real time who we are. But we always knew, you know, what they say, if you don't know,
now you know.
Now you know.
Nigga.
Black people are still resting, and they're gonna be resting for quite some time, okay? Because I don't think y'all understand the severity. Like, I think that there's some people out here that think that Black people are playing, and that we'll eventually get over this and we'll get back to.
I like her big ass eyes. She just cute big eye ass. Come on now.
Work. No. We will get back to work in our community. Black Americans will be okay because we put in the work. It's the rest of the people of color groups that have not put in the work because they came to this country with rights that Black Americans fought and bled and died for.
Big facts.
So when Black people say that we are resting, that is what we mean. It is not just this election. It is not just this. It is a culmination of so many disappointments from our existence on this stolen land, okay? Because let's be clear, America is a stolen land built by stolen people. At the end of the day, that is what America is.
Yeah, bro, it was definitely stolen. She got a good point, bro. When the English settlers first got here, man, them goddamn Native Americans in Virginia was putting belt to ass, man. Real talk. They came here at the worst time, too. The country was going through a 700-year drought that they had never seen before, and they pulled up on the shores of Virginia during that time. It wasn't no food for them, with none of that kind of stuff, and only to be spared by the Native Americans at first. They was about to hit them with them arrows, and then they was like, you know what, let's run back and see what Chief got to say about this. The dudes ain't trust them from the jump. He knew they wasn't up to no good, but he said, you know what, we're going to let them figure this thing out on their own. And if they act right, we might show them a little love, you know. But that didn't turn out good for them, you know. It is what it is, man.
Black Americans decided that they wanted to make something out of nothing. And that is what we have done for hundreds of years and have literally laid a table together for everybody to be equitable, okay? Equitable. All we want is equity, not revenge, not a leg up in the world, but equity across the board. And because America said that that's not what she wants, everybody is going to have to reap what they sow. Black people have been sowing seeds of equity, civil rights movements, voting rights movements. We have been sowing good seeds. So over the next 4 to 8 or however many years, Black Americans are going to be okay. It's all the other groups that we were worried about. But y'all let us know y'all not worried about yourselves, so we can't. Yeah, we talk. It's been a while. I know. But Black women, we're still resting. Yeah. Black people as a whole, we are tightening up our ship. Black people as a whole, we are building community amongst each other. Everything else around us is just a distraction at this point because
You got some big ass pretty eyes too. Oh, I'm stupid. That's the same woman, y'all.
we warned, we shared information, infographics, data, and statistics of what might happen. And clearly, people did not believe that fat meat is greasy. And the video that I just shared was a couple of days after the election, after I had gotten all the tears out, after I had cried it out, after I had prayed it out, all the things. And I said, this was different because the levee of trust broke all the way, right? Black people have lived in a certain, Black Americans, the descendants of the enslaved, have lived on this stolen land for quite some time, and we understand patterns. We understand when the shift in the atmosphere changes, and we move accordingly. And what we're seeing is we have conditioned ourselves to do that. We have conditioned ourselves to pivot when the temperature changes, and a lot of people now are seeing this temperature change, not just feel it, but see it in real time, and they don't know how to react, and they don't know how to deal. So anybody that is getting on this app trying to tell Black women to do anything, trying to tell the 80% of Black American men to do anything right now other than do what we've been doing the past 10, 11, almost 12 months, you're part of the problem, not the solution. I hate to say it, but some of us ain't gonna make it because we too busy trying to argue with stupid. We too busy trying to argue with stupid. And I just refuse. This is your friendly reminder. We know how we got here. Our rest is important. How we mobilize look different. A lot of the revolution will not be televised. And that's why a lot of folks is mad, because they don't know what we doing. And it scares them. Okay? So, while you all are building out your community, while you are tightening up the shit, whether you all are saving more money, because when I tell you, I get annoyed when I have to spend any amount of money because I have gotten so, like, you know, I work hard for my money, and I'm not just about to give it to anybody or anything, because it's apparent y'all don't care about my money. Y'all care about my money, but y'all don't care about me, and that's a problem.
Hey, President Trump don't give a damn about nobody money but his and his rich partners. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Everything unaffordable now, but he said it was gonna be affordable. Everything. The people high, the products and goods are high. Shit, tensions are high. Everything high.
You know, it's some places I don't go no more. It's some people I don't see anymore, because at the end of the day, we have got to guard our gates. We have got to guard our peace. We have got to guard our energy, because the more chaos ensues, the more dangerous people get. The more, you know, people do stuff because they can't pinpoint what Negroes is doing, and they mad about it. So,
you know, they just caught some guy out here in New Orleans. He was planning a terrorist attack. Yeah, they stopped him right in his track. White man planning on doing something for New Year's. Look at this shit right here. Louisiana man linked to terrorist group accused of planning New Orleans attack, FBI says. And why would they come to New Orleans? Because a lot of people are going to be in New Orleans for New Year's, and a lot of Black people live in this city. A fifth person has been arrested in Louisiana in connection with a group behind a thwarted New Orleans Eve bombing plot. The FBI Los Angeles office confirmed Monday that 4 people were arrested in California and the 5th person in New Iberia, Louisiana, who were a part of the same extremist group. A former New Iberia police officer, and he's a part. See, this is what Black folks be talking about. A lot of times these people are in law enforcement. A former New Iberia police officer allegedly affiliated with 4 people accused of plotting a New Year's Eve bomb attack in Southern California had 2 weapons on him when he was arrested during the weekend, and likely was heading to New Orleans to carry out an attack, according to FBI affidavit unsealed Tuesday. Federal court documents say Micah Legnan, 29, was associated with the members of the Turtle Island Liberation Front, which is accused of plotting to detonate improvised explosives at 5 locations across Southern California. He is a former Marine. So listen, these are the type of people who are so hateful, and they have been formally trained in the Marines, dog. Marines are trained to know how to do certain things, man. They're strategic and tactical. These are the wrong type of people to know that kind of stuff. Hate, and they had specialized knowledge on how to kill people. An FBI agent said in an affidavit released Tuesday that Legnan was arrested after loading what appeared to be an assault rifle and body armor into his vehicle on Friday. The FBI believed he was headed to New Orleans to carry out an attack. Thank God they caught his ass, bro. The arrest occurred in the Lydia neighborhood just south of New Iberia. Residents told the WBRZ investigative unit on Monday that drones were used in surveillance of the neighborhood in the past week ahead of the arrest. A special agent of the FBI said TILF is an anti-government movement that supports liberation through decolonization and tribal sovereignty, basically whites. 4 people were arrested in California on Friday while gathering to test explosives, the FBI said, who went by the nicknames The Witch, Katari the Rich, and Dark Witch, evil, demonic. Accused of one account of threatening interstate commerce, the agent's affidavit includes screenshots of social media posts critical of recent Border Patrol activity in the New Orleans area and makes reference to the April 19, 1993 raid on the Branch Davidian compound outside Waco, Texas. Time to recreate Waco, Texas with these FA, I'm assuming that's a slur, to identify people of the LGBTQ Levitica. According to a post Legnan shared on Facebook, the agent wrote, "This is crazy, bro. This is who we dealing with."
At the end of the day, make sure that you are moisturizing. SPF is necessary for us. Drink your 6 to 8 glasses of water or more. Make sure that you are getting in the gym. As I talk to you, I'm talking to myself because we in for a long ride, but it is nothing that our ancestors have not done that we cannot do again and better to make sure that when we come on the other side of this, we don't have to, this can literally just be a lesson. But this is a hard lesson because not everybody is learning it because y'all just didn't want to believe Black people who have been oppressed in this land for quite some time. Yep, slavery is ended, but like systemic racism is everywhere. And now y'all are figuring out that racism, classism, otherism is all on the same boat now. So, you know, y'all be well.
The day after the election, when Kamala Harris lost, us Black people told y'all we was going to the sideline, that we was sick of all this bullshit, that we was just gonna focus on us Black people, our community, and our businesses. We told y'all that the day after she lost. Once we saw them exit polls and saw who turned their back on who and who they vote for who, we knew we was out the game. So why y'all surprised? Why I'm keep saying all this, where's Kamala? Where's the Black people at? And all this nonsense. We fought so hard during the election time to get Kamala Harris elected. It took so much out of us. Do you know how I felt the day after she lost? It's like everything was ripped out of me. Everything. I was sad, I was hurt, I was depressed. All these hours I put on this social media trying to convince Black people and Latinos that Trump was bad for them and what Kamala Harris gonna do for them, and they still voted for Trump. That took a whole lot out of me. So I know it wasn't just me. I know it was a lot of us. And we said,
introducing Origin Fresh Spray, fueled by the meat, organs, and bone and whole trade nutrition.
Folks, if you're traveling today, chances are you're listening to this at the airport, in the TSA line, which is endless. And you're probably getting frustrated. You want to know why this is happening? One word, Democrat. I'm going to tell you all about it and more today on The Ben Shapiro Show. The standoff over the funding of the Department of Homeland Security, including TSA, continues. People are waiting hours because of it. According to NPR, the Transportation Security Administration is experiencing the longest wait times ever in its 24-year history because of the ongoing partial shutdown, according to agency Deputy Administrator Pa Gwen McNeil. This person told the House Homeland Security Committee on Wednesday that wait times at some major airports have exceeded 4 hours, and that employees at those airports are calling out of work at rates of 40 to 50%, according to McNeil. And TSA may even have to close smaller airports due to understaffing. And she worries the agency will continue to lose officers to more steady jobs and fail to attract new talent, which of course is not a giant shock. Now, this is crazy towns. It's insanity, and it's happening because Democrats have decided that posturing over ICE is more important than basic safety standards and citizen protections all over the United States. The Senate Majority Leader John Thune is not wrong when he says that Democrats seem to believe that the current shutdown is good for their left-wing base.
For them, it's all about politics, and it always has been. You go back to the fall shutdown, the Democrats shut the government down, the whole government down for 46 days last fall. And if you remember Chuck Schumer's statement that every day gets better for us, and then you have Brian Schatz, a member of the Democrat leadership, and this shutdown saying we are very serene. I think they're just playing politics with this, have been from the beginning. They think it's really good with their base. The left-wing base won't take yes for an answer, and so the Democrats are having a hard time taking yes for an answer. But they're going to have to, because at some point people are realizing that it is the Democrats who are blockading and have been blockading funding the Department of Homeland Security now literally for 46 days.
Now, for some reason, Democrats seem to think they can just insult their way to political victory here. This is very simple. The Democrats are shutting down the Department of Homeland Security. Everyone knows this. All they have to do is pass a clean funding bill for DHS. But somehow Jimmy Kimmel is out there just randomly insulting the new DHS Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen for the great crime of being a plumber, which is a weird take from Jimmy Kimmel, who was like a shock jock radio sports guy. Why is he commenting on this in this way? Also, I was informed that it's good that AOC was a bartender, so I guess it's bad that a man who was a senator is now running DHS because at one time he was a plumber.
Rudy Giuliani might not be with us much longer, but don't worry, Trump's got a whole new generation of thinkers lined up, including his newly confirmed Secretary of Homeland Security, Mark Wayne, Chuck, Mike, Bruce, Dave, Mullen. No, maybe Mellon's better. He is the now former senator of Oklahoma. Before he was elected to the Senate, Mark Wayne Mullen was a low-level MMA fighter and a plumber. That's right, we have a plumber protecting us from terrorism now. I worked for Super Mario. Why not Mark Wayne? But honestly, if Trump is going to keep picking these unqualified people to run the department, why not have more fun with it? Next time, instead of Mark Wayne, how about Little Wayne for Homeland Security?
Who is writing those quasi jokes for Jimmy Kimmel? I can't imagine why his ratings are really, really, really terrible. Again, I'm not sure why the fact that he was once a plumber and then was elected to the Senate makes him unfit to run DHS. That's a weird take. Well, most Democrats are actually going harder than this. Brandon Johnson, the ridiculous mayor of Chicago, actually debuted his own snowplow truck festooned with a banner that says on it, "Abolish ICE." Get it? Because he's abolishing, like, the actual material that is ICE. But he also wants to abolish ICE. Things are going amazing in the city of Chicago.
To all of the residents who participated in our snowplow naming contest, keep speaking up in every way and any way that you can. I look forward to meeting with the Chicagoans who submitted the winning names, and I look forward to seeing our city's pride, our spirit, and even, yes, our humor represent us again next year. And so with that, take a moment to...
Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Make sure you guys watch from start to finish. That helps the channel grow. But with that being said, let's get into it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Okay, so a few months ago, I saw this guy in the middle of the ocean, and he was just standing there looking around. This is how far out it was. And then I look a little bit closer at my footage, and look what I see. Like, look at this dolphin. And this has to be Gerald. Watch this. Have you ever seen dolphins do this? So now it all makes sense. Like, look at this dolphin. He's, like, floating on his back. Like, Gerald definitely would do something weird like that. So what I'm thinking happened is they recruited that guy that's in the ocean, and now they're, like, happy because he probably built them an underwater city. And he's, like, floating on their backs now. Dolphins only do that when they're happy and they're, like, playing around. The whole thing was just weird, though, because after I saw the guy, he just completely disappeared, and he never even came out of the water. I didn't know if I was going crazy, so I asked people at the beach if they saw him, and they said yeah, and they saw him go underwater, and they never saw him come again. And now with the whole Gerald thing coming out, it all makes sense. He was definitely helping them build an underwater city.
the United States Army. I served my country for 15 years until they medically retired me due to things that happened to me in Iraq. As a soldier who had boots on the ground in a combat zone and witnessed the night sky when things popped off, I'm telling you, you all are being lied to about these meteors that are coming into our atmosphere that have now fell over California, over Houston, over Ohio, over Maryland. But oddly enough, the only proof that we have so far of any type of meteor breaking our atmosphere, actual physical proof, is the one that happened in Houston. So I can say out of the 3 events that have happened, possibly one of them is true. Possibly one. This isn't to fearmonger. This isn't to scare anybody. This is to get you to start asking questions and start paying attention to what your government is doing. I need people to put their thinking caps on. Israel and Iran are in some serious, serious shit. And once again, the United States have found themselves smack dab in the middle of Middle Eastern politics. Once again, we are smack dab in the middle of it. And we're on the wrong fucking side of things this time. Now, if you think Iran is bluffing about what they got and what they can do to the United States and to Israel, oh, honey, you are sorely mistaken. And I mean that with my whole fucking chest. As somebody who has been in a combat zone, as somebody who has been over there, as somebody who studies Middle Eastern politics, I'm telling you, you guys, don't take them as an idle threat. And I think, as of right now, our government is trying to find our weak spots. And I need you all to start paying attention. And I need you all to start asking more questions. What year is it? Huh? What year is it in our calendar?
That's on.
What year is it right now? We use our own calendar.
Oh, I don't know that.
It's 2018.
It's 2018 right now?
And we have 13 months.
Are you doing? Do you know what she was doing?
No, the government been spying on the government been spying on us with roaches.
With roaches?
I swear to God, mama, with roaches. Why do you think in the hood they was always filled with roaches? Everywhere you go in the hood, they've been filled with roaches for a long time, right? Even when you clean your house, the roaches come back. They constantly come back. They constantly come back. You couldn't get rid of them in the hood. Nobody could ever tell me. Can you get rid of roaches? Your house was clean. You move over here. They say it was in a box. They say it was in an egg. But you can't get rid of the roaches no matter where you go. Listen, I live in a community right now where I'm still the same person, so I leave stuff around a few days. Roaches never show up. Right? I'm in a good environment, a good place. I live in a rich community. Roaches never show up no matter how dirty you get. But I'm saying, in the community always do. They just released files from the CIA saying that they was spying on Iran with roaches. With roaches.
Real live.
Real small ass roaches. They took roaches and made tiny backpacks, and they put these backpacks on top of the roaches, right? When they put these backpacks on top of the roaches had microphones on them, had cameras on them, and they sent them in to spy on them. So America never put their foot on the ground. They these bitches sending roaches.
If you want to know the power of the tsunami, it's right behind me. This is the tsunami rock in Tonga. A few years ago when there was a big tsunami, this rock was under the ocean. The tsunami brought it all the way from under the ocean and just dropped it here. Look at this location.
I want to first guy go 50 hours.
Would you believe me if I told you that oil is actually the second most abundant liquid on Earth? And I have proof. So in the Geneva Convention in 1897, Rockefeller Foundation paid scientists, essentially came up with a way to make petroleum seem scarce and non-renewable. So they coined the term fossil fuel. They determined that this stuff was made out of organic matter that takes anywhere from 10 million to 100 million years to develop. So of course, if it takes tens of millions or hundreds of millions of years for oil to form from decaying matter, then it's non-renewable. It's an extremely scarce resource. We live in a petroleum-based economy.
Yeah,
so if you control the extraction process of oil, if you control the flow of oil, you control the entire world. We live under the petrol-based dollar. We live in a petroleum-based economy. If you control the flow of petroleum, you control the entire world. Food production, electricity, everything relies on oil. So the Strait of Hormuz being shut down is going to cause a lot of turmoil for the entire international economy. So brace yourselves, guys. You probably want to learn how to hunt, but I made this video for entertainment purposes only.
I'm not Jeffrey Epstein. I'm Palm Beach Pete.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Here's all the evidence we have to confirm that Palm Beach Pete is actually Jeffrey Epstein. Starting off with the first and most obvious piece of evidence, that both of them look identical to each other. Here's a side-by-side picture of the both of them, and you literally cannot tell either of them apart. Next, the both of them literally have the same exact teeth. So as you can see right here, this is Jeffrey Epstein's bottom row of teeth. And then if we go ahead and look at Palm Beach Pete's bottom row of teeth, literally identical to Jeffrey Epstein's. Next, in a recent interview, it was actually revealed that Jeffrey Epstein and Palm Beach Pete actually lived in the same areas at the exact same time. So when Jeffrey Epstein was living in New York, so was Palm Beach Pete. And then when Jeffrey Epstein was living in Florida, so was Palm Beach Pete. And when this was brought up, Palm Beach Pete was literally trying to shush the interviewers. And then finally, every single day now, Palm Beach Pete is uploading videos onto social media saying that he is not Jeffrey Epstein. And in a lot of these videos, a lot of people feel like he's actually trying to gaslight us because he really is actually Jeffrey Epstein.
This is a crazy story.
taco
1964, a
design
man named Jim
and the seafood.
Tickleton. They were at Solway Firth, which is in Cumbria, England. They
shit.
went out there and
What the
tried to
fuck
throw
was
that
that over
camera
fuck?
and just taking pictures of
No,
Jim.
you
He
what?
snapped a couple pictures of his youngest daughter, Elizabeth, and went to the chemist. And the chemist is like, oh, he's like, this picture is really good. It's ruined because of someone in the background. And he's like, can I see it? And it looks like there's a spaceman standing behind her. He was so bothered by it. He's like, that there should be no one behind her. They're alone in this field. He was so disturbed by it that he went to the police. And the police are like, oh, I mean, we can't do anything about this. So then he went to the newspaper and it just took off. And so it became the Solway Firth Spaceman because they could not figure it out. They're freaking out about it. Kodak actually put out a reward for anyone that could disprove that or prove that it was altered in any way. No one can do it. Even to this day, no one can do it.
So Candace Owens came out and said she thinks these individuals are hybrids, meaning not human. Very interesting take.
I'm telling you, I don't even think people are human. Like, I look at Elon Musk and Sam Altman and Peter Thiel, and I'm pretty sure they're hybrid. You know what I mean? Like, they just look like an Apple software that I should be able to download at night, you know? Like, my phone's getting an update or something. It's something in the eye. It's like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know if I stabbed you if you bleed, you know? I'm not going to stab them. But I don't know if they bleed all the way. I think a battery would fall out. You know what I mean? And I just get that sense. I always thought it was demonic. And people just get on board because, as we talked about in this book, they are using science and this idea of technology and this idea of transforming society for the better to indoctrinate us into accepting this. And it's wrong, it's backwards, and the main component of all of this is psychology, right? They're able to do it because of psychology. Making you think that society has gotten better. Our kids have objectively gotten dumber. We've become fatter. We've become less healthy. We've become less emotionally sound. And yet they're convincing us that this is like humanity's great leap forward.
Go have a conversation with ChatGPT and then watch a video of Elon Musk talking, and you can't tell me they're identical. Like, they're identical. I'm telling you. Go have a chat with ChatGPT and then go watch a video of Elon Musk talking. They're identical.
Oh, where she's asked about Anthony Weiner in the last 50 seconds. It's a long video. I particularly want to get to like 3. Yep, right there. Let's do it.
My list. That's okay, we're asking all sorts of things here. You certainly are. You certainly are. We're just trying to get the truth out to the American people. Well, that would be very helpful. Are you aware of any files that were on Anthony Weiner's laptop in a folder that was titled insurance, life insurance, with a zip file titled Frazzle?
Mr. Chairman's ruling. Is this within the scope? Is this within the scope, Mr. Chairman?
The chairman rules that it's not within the scope.
Mr. Chairman, based on what you said in the public hearing, is this within the scope?
You can go off the record for a moment.
Mr. Chairman, is this within the scope?
Go off the record. You can talk.
Look at those eyes, bro. So, no proof of anything there, but we have had many reports about the contents of Anthony Weiner's laptop. And obviously Anthony Weiner was married to Huma Abedin, who was and still is Hillary Clinton's right hand. She's now married to Alex Soros. That's not weird at all. And you know, he's definitely not playing for her team either. It's just, you know, just saying. But that was, I mean, you see her whole body fucking contort, and she came up and got in it like she was ready to fight, and then those eyes before that off record could fucking kill. So
I don't know how these depositions work, but I mean, what's the point of showing us these depositions when the real questions come that can change the world? They can just say we're going off record and shut the camera off and shut the microphone off, and then they come back and talk about something nonsense. Like, what's the point? What's the point of even showing us these things if when it push gets to shove and the real questions start getting answered, they just say we're going off record, shut the camera off. The people will never see this. You know, what's the point?
Pluto TV has a universe of free content. This is the message. This is the Pluto TV is always free. Free. People just need free stuff. Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
Why I fly KLM? I can easily connect through Amsterdam to loads of destinations around the world, with convenient connections and flight times that suit me. It's just easy.
They are all lying to you, and here is your proof. Be right back.
This is a short-term disruption for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain be for long-term gain.
We're going to have some short-term pain with long-term gain.
Short-term pay for a long-term gain.
Some short-term pain, yes, but we've got some long-term gain. Short-term spike for a long-term gain.
Some short-term pain for American consumers. We may have to deal with that in the short term. Short-term and temporary.
Temporary, short-term pain.
It's going to suck in the short term.
Some short-term pain. Short-term pain. We have to focus on the short-term.
Short-term.
Short-term, short-term, and long-term.
Short-term.
Make sure you get this out there like wildfire. Here's the problem. Mostly everybody in America is brainwashed. Fear-mongering, right? No, it's the truth. And they say, oh, you're watching the wrong news station. It's all of them. Don't y'all remember what Operation Mockingbird is? We'll get to this in 1 second. Let me make this clear for people who still believe their TV screen. If you don't have independent journalists on the ground in these locations, you're going to be out of the loop and completely unaware of anything that's happening. I have those things, and so do other people. There is no right media station. But yeah, shoot the messenger as always.
You know, this next election process, the left's going to do something crazy to get their voters back. But my prediction with this next election cycle, it's going to be a record low voting, right? I think a lot of people are giving up on this nonsense. Trump was the last time we were like, all right, we're going to get it back. Before when he was there last time, we had low gas prices, the interest rate was low, everything he promised, right? Complete opposite. I think this go around, people are going to be like, I ain't even going to go vote. Like, what's the point? You know, what's the point? I'm thinking, unless the left comes through and does something crazy, which they always do, or the right's going to do something crazy, which they always do, to divide us more, so we're like, we got to go in. I think there's going to be a record low of voters out there this next election cycle.
H, you just wait to see what comes in the next 2 weeks.
The next 2 weeks meaning what?
We're going to blow the hell out of these people. This regime is in a death row now. It is going to be on its knees. It's going to fall. And when it falls, we're going to have peace. Like when it falls, they're going to have peace. When they say peace and safety. Parallels, as always. Get this out there. Let me know what you think. Why do all these people still believe what's on their TV screen?
Back in the 70s, the Rand Corporation published a paper describing what is called a magneto-leviton train that could be installed either on the surface or underground, and that would operate in a vacuum tube. It didn't run on a rail, rather it was using the electromagnetic force. In the paper, they described how they could build this train. They said that they could go coast to coast. I think it was half an hour or 40 minutes from Washington, D.C. to Los Angeles. I'm very persuaded that we did build that train system, but we built it underground and in secret.
Proof that Hollywood is evil.
This whole image is just totally overblown. I have the heart of a small boy. I keep it in a jar on my desk.
I bet you get a lot of mileage out of that one.
I have never used that line before in my entire life.
Watch the telephone cable, Larry. The one thing, too, that's interesting, though, is that
A clip from an interview with author Stephen King literally sent shivers down my spine. What makes it even weirder is this is the creator of Pennywise the Clown and the It series. States here, It, created by Stephen King, is an ancient, shape-shifting, extraterrestrial entity from a void called the Macroverse, which feeds on human fear, particularly children. For years, people have speculated hypothetically that Hollywood is an extremely dark place. Back in the 1980s, when that interview was actually from, nobody thought anything more of that besides it being a weird joke. But looking back at a clip like that through the lens of 2026 and everything we're finding out now, it really makes you think. For entertainment purposes only, comment below with your thoughts and opinions. Am I on to something, or am I tripping this time? Wake up.
Goes all the way to Washington, D.C., huh? Yeah, you security? Yeah. How far have you actually ran a load? 100 miles? Up to Maine? No shit. How many miles do you think that is? Unbelievable. What do you think you're hauling? Any idea? Yeah, okay. Yeah. I know there's been a lot of military stuff being hauled around lately, that's for sure, huh? Gotcha. And this is stocked with food, water, everything they need. It's an underground city. North entrance, and we're gonna go see if we can do some more digging.
Man, that's where our tax dollars are going, y'all, for their getaway. And it might not be for them, it might be for their grandkids' getaway that are running the show, or that's where our tax dollars are going. Because we give too much money for this crap that we have outside our door. It is crap out there. Public transportation, the filthiness, it's crap. The schools, the food they're feeding, like we should be abundant. That's where our tax dollars are going. I mean, they didn't even come out and say it. There's been ex-CIA people coming out and saying that's where your tax dollars are going. They say it right there on the podcast. And we just, first, here we go, paycheck, take 50%.
Alright, this may be one of the worst ones that I've found yet. Let me learn you something this morning. Check this out. This is a windshield repair kit. There's 0.025 fluid ounces in this container, okay? It costs $22 per unit, right? So to get a gallon of this fluid, which is 128 fluid ounces, you'd have to have 5,120 of these to make a single gallon. At $22 a piece, that would make this $113,000 per gallon of windshield repair kit.
Profit.
Can somebody please explain to me why this fluid is $113,000 per gallon?
Videos.
Or the price of somebody's home in the United States?
They always show you who they are. This is Jay-Z's latest photo shoot with GQ. And what do you notice about this photo shoot? Yeah, that's right. He decided to cover up one of his eyes in this photo shoot. And if you know, you know
Are you
what
surprised?
that represents.
Is this a
And
shock?
this photo right here looks absolutely demonic in and of itself. You have the red and the black, and then him dressed in all black. This looks absolutely demonic. And I don't know what's going on right here in this photo, but this looks absolutely demonic also. Because, once again, they always show you, as I stated earlier, who they are. Every single time. But it's no surprise with Jay-Z, because let's not forget, he loves to showcase this hand sign right here also. And let's not forget that he has had associations with people like Diddy, and the list goes on. People really need to wake up.
He mentioned the firmament. He also mentioned there's a wall in Alaska you can't get past. So if we are in a dome, then how is it that they can bring a moon or build a moon and put it up? Or is it just inside the dome with us?
Bingo.
Okay.
You think the moon is 250,000 miles away when you see the encrustments on it?
Right.
You can see it with the naked eye. It's 250,000 miles away.
Michael said that his biggest regret was settling that first loss. Remember that one boy?
Now listen to this. I have to tell you this. After I left the party, I get back to the Sheraton Hotel at Universal. There's 4 FBI agents waiting for me in the hotel room. And my mom's there, and she's like, tell them what happened. And I'm like, what do you mean tell them what happened? And I sit down with them, and they all ask these super sexually exploiting questions, backsided questions. And I knew that at my age already. And I looked at all 4 of them, and I said, are y'all crazy? I said, what you think I'm gonna do? Tell you that Michael did something bad so that we can sue him for money? I looked over at my mom and I was like, are you serious, Mom? I was like, what is going on here? Why are you letting this happen? She goes, oh, well, I think something happened, I think something. I'm like, that man did nothing but be hospitable, kind, loving, giving. Him and I hung out and talked pretty much all night. Got a couple hours of sleep. I wake up, he's not even in the room. Michael was flirting with girls right in front of me. And it was hilarious because he was very charming. I saw him looking at girls' booty. I said, I saw you looking at her booty. He was like,
You feel like the music industry is heading in a good or bad direction?
It's always going to be in a good direction. Let's just keep it real. Runs that makes people wonder if it's a demon culture and all of this. Some of them songs you love came from real people, really creative people that are good at what they do. Now the other parts come from other talented, really creative people that know what the fuck they do. And they're the ones that's saying, here, play this record. No, this is the way we're going to get people to look at it, marketing-wise. Financially, this is going to work. No, wear this hat, wear this color as opposed to that. But then the power shift happens so quick that the artist really thinks that they're in power. But how many retired, or not even retired, but old entertainers or artists that left with the bag? Not many of them. But you still got your Jimmy Iovine's, you still got your Clive Davises, Leon Cohen's, all of these people still got to the bag. And they didn't write a song. Not one. They didn't make a beat.
Streams.
Right. They just saw your vision and said, let me help you along the way to reaching a goal. Not your goal, a goal. And once that goal was met, the ball's in your hand. However you want to handle it, you handle it.
Is all of this planned in advance, long in advance? Like, I'm talking decades ago. You may be thinking, what are you talking about? This is the scene from the Atlanta airport this morning of a 4-hour wait to get into the freaking security line because the TSA, right now, it's a partial government shutdown. So none of them really are getting paid. And so what's happening now, though, is you saw the movie Leave the World Behind, right? The planes are falling out of the sky. What if that was like an allegory for air travel being no longer a thing? Because while here, there's these massive waits, there's massive delays, 6-hour delays of planes not being able to fly on a clear sunny day because of just all these different problems. The question is, on the other side of the world, there's all these cancellations, but it's due to fuel. It's like the perfect storm happening right now. And if you know anything about the little bit of a plan they might have for 2030, it involves, let's just say, there being less air travel. You know, the airlines, too, they're all losing a ton of money over all this. And apparently, their margins are already pretty slim because they weren't hedging fuel costs. So as the fuel cost goes up and these insane delays happen, like, all these companies might go freaking bankrupt. Now, if we can just release Nikola Tesla's technology, we wouldn't be in this problem at all. But it seems that there might be a bit of a plan going on. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below and follow for more.
Okay, say what you just said again.
I do not understand why we need ICE in airports. If their stated purpose is to deport the undocumented, who have you ever met that has flown without documentation?
It's a really good point. We looked it up. I looked it up. I was like, wait. And it said that you could do it with like a consular ID.
Oh yeah, all those undocumented consulates that are coming from overseas. Yeah, happens all the time.
Right. You're here undocumented, and then you go to get your consular ID.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good job, ICE. You're where we need you, baby.
Crazy conversations that people have these days, right? Crazy conversations.
Wait, try eating no food or one meal a day. You're gonna have way more energy. Food was made by the elites
Believe it, y'all.
to make you slow down. All the richest people in the world, they barely eat.
Always even in
This shit was made by the higher ups, the elites, to slow motherfuckers down.
I've heard her. I believe it, y'all. Because lately I've been kind of just not hitting my calories, right? You're so told, like, if you don't hit your calories on everything, if you don't hit your calories, you're going to be fatigued, you're going to be tired, you're going to be late. Y'all, I haven't been hitting nowhere near my calories I'm supposed to be hitting. I've been feeling good. I've been feeling energetic. I've been clear-minded. And the more I was like, it's just a scam, y'all. It's a scam. For one, everyone needs food. We need to buy food. So why are they going to tell us don't eat, 1,200-1,500 calories a day? You eat at least 2,000 calories a day. At least. Right? That's what they base everything off, 2,000. They're not going to tell, think about it. Think about it with everything else in this world, profit, all that, marketing. They're not going to tell us you eat once a day. You're going to feel great. No, you need to eat 5 small meals a day.
Got a dick. I heard that one.
Whoa, well, she seems thrilled right now.
She's an odd duck.
She's a kook for sure.
You ever seen the compilation of her making crazy eyes?
No.
There's a video of her making demon eyes, and every time she makes the eyes, the music. So ridiculous.
She's possessed.
But she just gets intense.
She seems she's having a good time. Well, she was on a reality show,
Yes.
So she's a star.
A little bit. She was also in some weird CIA documents or CIA films.
Is that right?
You ever seen those films?
No.
See if you can find those films. There's some weird, internal films that they made that she was a part of.
She looks like if a pageant girl was grown up.
100%.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, well, she essentially was a pageant lady.
Oh, really?
Right? Wasn't she in, Miss USA or one of the things?
I don't know, maybe.
Wasn't she, Jim?
Got that kind of face.
Well, there's a thing that people want, right? That attention, fame thing.
Yeah.
That is what they really want. Okay, so Jamie will find it.
I said I got a blunt in the car for
presented to
you.
congressional officials. 1 being cyber, 2 being hackers, 3 being physical threats, 4th one is solar EMP, and the 5th one is man-made EMP. So the concern that we have is that we put out this critical information, and when we go over this risk analysis, they hear what we're saying, but they don't want to take action.
Well, there are 18 critical infrastructures.
Weird, but very weird.
She's doing a CIA informational video.
Weird. Acting gig, or is this something else?
Perhaps. Or, but even so, you're doing an acting gig for the CIA.
Think about what are the chances of this, y'all? What are the chances of this? She does these CIA things. One of the biggest assassinations, you want to call it, that's happened in a very long time.
I switched to Chime. There's no overdraft fees, no monthly fees. I'm saving hundreds for my daughter's future.
This is the year Fetch funds my latte habit.
Was her man. Now she took over all that. What are the chances of this? What if you put it in a thing? What is the probability chance of what all this going to be? She was a pageant connected to Trump. They met in Israel. She's done CIA videos. What are the chances of the biggest assassination that's happened in a very long time being connected with her, married to her, children with her. What are the chances of that? Either he was an industry plant or she's an industry plant. One of those two, right? One of those two.
Called you for that.
Yeah.
You ever get one of those calls?
No.
I never got one of those calls.
My agent never hit me with that one.
Yeah. It's odd. Well, there's a lot of people that think that she was his handler. She was Charlie Kirk's. But of course, there's a lot of people think I have handlers.
Again, he's just speaking common sense, and I love that he addressed particularly the CIA documentary because they came out and they were suddenly trying to gaslight us and were, well, the CIA didn't produce the documentary. Okay, yes, but the head of the CIA is in it. Okay, you gotta get approval from the CIA to be in a CIA documentary. That doesn't just happen casually. Like he says, are you getting that phone call from your agent? And no, she's not acting. She's specifically referring to her mother's business model, EMPs. So she's not acting. She's involved. And so people, of course, online were so angry about it. The Israel Firsters, Mark Levin, tweeted this. Is this some AI production? If not, what a total disgrace. Then this Eitan Fishburger said, this is some sick stuff from Joe Rogan, as if Erica hasn't been through enough already. How about just acknowledging that you do not have the power to transform reality? Just you're losing this repeat battle to try to tell us that up is down and down is up, and everybody can sense that something is not right with Erica. Everybody can sense that it is not normal for somebody to lie. It's not normal for an organization to be angry, even if Joe Kent had released every single message and said, this is what Charlie was going through. How would that hurt Erica? Somebody explain how that would hurt Erica to get closer to determining what was going on in his life in the last few days, especially when people are lying. None of this would be weird if Josh Hammer came out and was like, dang, we were, he was pretty fired up the day before. I feel so bad because our last conversation. They were honest about what happened in the Hamptons. It happens. You get into arguments with people. If I got into an argument with somebody and the police asked me, I wouldn't be up there like, we never had any issues at all. We never even had one miscommunicate. No, that is, he just loved me every second of nothing was weird. I would be like, oh my gosh, we had a massive fight yesterday. Here are the messages. I feel so terrible. Are you kidding me? Gosh, life can be taken from any moment. They don't know how to just be normal and not lie. Just tell the truth. And don't get upset if you believe somebody else is telling the truth. And that's what they're angry about. They're angry that Joe Kent is echoing what everyone has said. We all told the truth instantly. I told you the truth based off of my discussions with Charlie about where his headspace was at when it came to Israel. I didn't need Joe Kent for that. I didn't even know Joe Kent at all. Had never had a single communication with Joe Kent until after Charlie Kirk was assassinated. That is the honest to God truth. I didn't know this man at all. And so this whole idea that everyone's colluding to tell the truth. Megyn Kelly told the truth. Tucker Carlson told the truth. And you guys hate us for that. You guys want us canceled and attacked for...
You ever wonder what oil is? People say, well, it's fossil fuel. Do you ever wonder, like,
hey, and this message
fossil
gotta be
fuel,
okay.
because,
Jesus,
like,
thank you.
everything that has died has seeped into the ground and then made like a death soup. You ever wonder? And then we put it in our car. We have like death soup running through our engine.
What's up, family? In today's video, we'll be looking at more creepy and strange TikToks. Yo, that's a fact.
God, boy.
Durability meets design with FedEx Office. Upgrade to graphics that are bold, long-lasting,
God, boy.
and washable. Find your
Oh,
perfect fit
shit.
today.
It's cold today, huh?
Glad to mention before Papa Doug. Listen, man, I had a conversation with a few people earlier, and one of the things we talked about was why people in America, especially in America, can't get along. Black people can't get along, just people in general. And what I'm about to show y'all, it's going to definitely answer that question. And you can add this to your arsenal. And I promise you, this is going to blow your mind. Check this out. Now, you can Google this, and it says right here, the United States is the world's most individualistic country. You understand me? It says it right here in front of your face. Not collectivism, but individualism. Let's get back to the video. Now, what I just showed y'all was America's the most individualistic country in the world. I talk about this all the time. Why? Because this is where, from the day damn near you was born, especially from the first day you went to school, you've been taught and programmed to do everything on your own. Individualism means you do everything yourself. Collectivism means you do it as a group. Remember, we used to pick at the people that came from other countries over here. Oh, it's 10, 15 of them in the house. There's only one female. That's collectivism. They did it all together. And fast forward, those same people we picked at own the block. The same people that was in that one little house, they own the whole fucking block. You understand me? I'm gonna show y'all another thing. I talk about this a lot too. The curriculums, one of the most deadliest curriculums. Most people don't even think this is a curriculum. This is a brainwashing curriculum that promoted individualism. Y'all ready? On the mark, get set, go. That was a curriculum that made us believe and programmed us to say we got to be number one. Damn number 2 and 3. Why 1, 2, and 3 can work together and get there? No, you got to be the first one to get there and the only one. And I told y'all this is where Ubuntu comes from. Okay? When the psychiatrist or psychologist asked the children, he said, I'm gonna put a basket of fruit by this tree. And when I say on Margaret said go, the first one that get that basket of fruit can have it. When he said on count of 3, 1, 2, 3, go, they all jumped up and held hands and went together, got the basket together, came back and sat down together and started eating it together. He asked, why didn't one of y'all run and get the basket so that only one could have it? You know what the kid said? Ubuntu. How can I be happy if everybody around me is sad? See, this is some European shit. This is some Western world shit. You must understand, by now, you know who running the show. You know where all this shit come from, all the curriculums that start with a J. The J's, the people that start with a J. They are the ones that made sure our school systems was those curriculums was put in place so that later on in life we could be taken advantage of. Why the fuck you think they don't go to the schools that we go to? Why, bro? It's simple, bro. You understand me? We're here to hate each other, not like each other, not get along because we've been brainwashed to do so. And a lot of people still to this day wouldn't understand that, bro. They just wouldn't. I've done videos about individualism and collectivism for so long, people still be like they don't understand. That shit is powerful. Divide and conquer is powerful. Why do you think they all dress alike? The J's, those people, the fake J's, they not J's for real, but why do you think they all dress alike? They all wear suit and tie. They all wear the little hat shit. Even the children dress alike. You know why? That displays unity. Because they are in uniforms. When you go or you see all the police officers got the same uniform on, it displays that they're all consolidated with the same belief. They're unified because they're in uniform. Psychologically, that does something to you.
It's cold. I'm gonna have
Us
to heat up for a minute.
as regular, they fucked up our culture, they done stripped up our culture, they done replaced our culture with some bullshit. And this is one of the reasons why we are in the situation we're in. We're not stupid people, we're not dumb people, we're not hatred people. We just been taught not to like each other, not to love each other. And that shit has been basically implemented into their plans and into their arsenal and weaponized against us. If you take a black kid, white kid, Spanish kid, fucking whoever kid, you put them out, they'll play together, they'll laugh together. This explains to you that this type of behavior is taught from what people see and hear. They use the news. They use everything, bro. Music, news, TV, everything around us they use to make us think what we think, to paint the perception in our minds. That's why I told you, man, these people say they have a divine right over us, which means they own our mind, body, and soul. In a lot of cases, they do. I'm gonna say it until I'm gonna keep saying it. You can't put a soldier on the front line of a war that they don't even know exists. Fighting a war they don't even know exists. Going to school, sending your children to school, that's a war. You're letting your enemy train and teach your children how to be slaves and how to not think and how to be taken advantage of later on in life. That's exactly what you're doing. Like, come on, people, this ain't no rocket science. You know what I'm saying? It's not. But I'm just putting y'all on game. Most people don't know the difference between, never heard of a behavioral lifestyle that's individualism or collectivism. Not saying that's a problem, but that's why we get to learn for those who've never heard of that. So now you know, America's the most individualistic country in the world. And this is why we don't like each other. This is why we don't work with each other. You know what I'm saying? Religiously, they teach us to get your own house, get your own car, get your own this, your own that. It's power in numbers. Why the fuck would we want to do that? If it's 10 of us and we all got cars and we can share it, now I got 10 cars. Now you got 10 cars. It's just crazy, man, how these people done fucked us up, man. They got us thinking one way and putting us in a position to be hating each other, not liking each other, and just like, and we don't even know this shit, bro. We accepting this shit without no consent, no explaining, infomercial, no information. Just, this is what it is, this is what you're supposed to be, this is what's supposed to be going on. And then that shit basically be the worst thing that ever happened to us. And we don't even know it. See, they say the best slave is a slave that don't complain. A slave that doesn't run. Which basically means that person doesn't understand.
Can you plug this up?
Hey, call me Shape. And today I'm reacting to a video titled Women Cold.
Did you get some cookies?
Alright, y'all. Rapper Designer broke the oath and he took his career.
This version of me is done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done.
Designer got his start in 2003.
On June 23, 2024, a deputy in Ohio out on patrol spots a black Chevy driving by. A check of the vehicle's license plate reveals the registration had expired over 8 months ago, in October of the previous year. Here's what the deputies do next.
Okay. Do you mind stepping out for me real quick?
And instead of like blaming Whitey or blaming slavery or whatever the things that are going to be blamed on this panel, I'm 100% sure.
We must be doing something because you want our lips, you want our backsides, you want it all. You want our color, you roasting yourself, you looking old before your time because you want everything black.
Black women were told to cover their hair because it made...
Crank the volume. We got you. USPS has increased daily package processing capacity by 46% in the past 5 years. And with USPS Ground Advantage, your packages stay in our secure network, dock to door, nationwide. Full visibility, near real-time tracking, affordable pricing for peace of mind. USPS Ground Advantage.
made white women uncomfortable, right? So the reality is whether you breathe or not, baby, breathe the standard. Black people in general just acting wild and out, dressing like hoes, ghetto ratchet behavior. And people are calling it out. Not just white people, black people are calling it out.
Angela's trying to act like she's a wallflower. Angela got one of the biggest mouths on this panel. And what she always does, Angela literally has no home training.
Offended instead of being
She's projected.
Is a new face of villainy in America now black women? This comes as we're being bombarded by more and more videos on social media of them in street fights and brawls on reality shows. In the last week alone, black...
What?
I
very
I
calm.
can hear. I can hear.
When I was up looking here, you had to see too. Where you at?
I'm standing in front of fire something.
Do not need that many pills to survive.
I'm laying on mine. And some of them is empty bottles, so that ain't none of your damn business.
That right there would've got your head shot.
I would've got nothing with you, your ass locked up, and if that's where you wanna go, okay. That's where you wanna be, okay, I'll be more than happy to see you right there.
Uncensored. Is the new face of villainy in America now black women? This comes as we're being bombarded by more and more videos on social media of them in street fights and brawls on reality shows. In the last week alone, black women have been blamed for the chaos at Daytona Beach's spring break. Law enforcement even calling one out by name, demanding $1 million in restitution for the damages in that city.
Here is number one offender, Alania Brooks. She got a certified letter basically saying that it's come to our attention that you're advertising, promoting, or sponsoring, or organizing, or arranging via social media a Daytona Beach takeover.
Then even some black men blaming black women for the new dress code at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Embarrassed us so bad from the Houston Rodeo that like this have to be talked about. And we've been telling y'all this. We've been telling y'all that black American women, FBA women, have their ass out everywhere you go.
And then there's this guy who describes black women this way on social media.
What's your least favorite race to date?
I want to say black girls have great personalities, but they're like apishly aggressive, you know? Apishly like manly sometimes, you know, the way they act. You feel me?
No, I don't.
Some say no matter how educated or successful, some black women have been constantly vilified, like politicians Jasmine Crockett and Kamala Harris. Hence, the question remains, are black women being vilified in America now? And of course, we have a panel of guests here. Women, important women. Let's well, yeah, you black too. So let's get to it, Yolanda. Is this over-exaggeration? Is this a fair assessment? Unfair? Your thoughts about what we're seeing on social media bombarding us?
So first of all, it's not new. Black women are always the boogeyman, like always. We're angry, we're aggressive. These are all things they say about us. And so I don't know why people are paying attention to it now. It was not true then, it's not true now. And if I am angry, considering black women are the #1 target of everybody, then I'm justifiably angry. If I am angry, so I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna own it. So again, this is not new, it's old, but you know what? I've been black all my life, I'm gonna die black. And the one thing I know black women will do is we will survive and we will thrive. And y'all can just keep hating. Because for whatever reason, your name always on our lips. And so we must be doing something because you want our lips, you want our backsides, you want it all. You want our color, you roasting yourself, you looking old before your time because you want everything black. You want to culturally appropriate.
She is taking shots for sure. Roast yourself. It's one thing if you have a certain way how you carry yourself. If a lot of people look at you as masculine, you're probably going to be masculine, especially if you're hearing it on both sides of the color spectrum. If you got maybe white people saying it, you got maybe black people saying it, you could be a masculine individual. I still think it doesn't have anything to do with color. It's going to boil down to your characteristics.
All right, Angela, let's hear from you, your thoughts about this.
So here's my thoughts about this. I think the reason we're seeing more and more of these incidents is because People have cell phones, people have social medias. I don't think it's necessarily something that's new. I think it's been a problem that's gotten more and more aggressive. And this is about individual behavior. This is about people who do not take responsibility for the way they act, look, behave. I can remember being a teacher in an inner city school, and I'd have one or two mothers 2 or 3 times a week, sometimes every day, coming in 30 minutes late with their bonnets and their pajamas and their footies, bringing their kid in, stopping my class 30 minutes late every day, and then getting copping attitude with me when I would say, you need to bring your child on time. We have a situation where in the Black community, unfortunately, there is a lack of father and parental father strong figures in the home. And so you're seeing a lot of behavior because of that outcrop of that. And instead of like blaming whitey or blaming slavery or whatever the things that are going to be blamed on this panel, I'm 100% sure, instead of blaming whitey, why not take a look at the behavior that's going on with some members of the Black community? And
I like that she said some members, because it's not going to be the majority. It's going to be some, but at the same time, we are self-aware of what's going on. I know y'all go to y'all schools, in y'all local cities, grocery stores, wherever you see some women at, you are going to see what she described, but you also going to see the opposite, who don't carry themselves like that.
Come to Jesus with them about it.
Bonke, your thoughts about this?
Well, I've been a teacher at both inner city and suburban schools. In the inner city, we were never scared of school shootings, right? So when we're talking about different groups being vilified, if we're looking at the history of America and who has done the most violent crimes, it's your people.
Okay, hold up now. When it comes down to schools, I know whites definitely do the mass shootings, but in your Black school, your majority Black school, you're still going to have to worry about being bullied, being jumped, beat up, robbed, the whole nine. Because I went to a very predominantly Black school, and you still going to have your fair share of issues, even if it's not a shooting.
In regards to the Black women, I'm going to continue speaking, but I'm going to make sure that you're not intimidated right now, are you? I want to make sure you're comfortable. Because
No,
as a
I'm
Black
not
woman,
intimidated.
that's what we have to do in order to have a platform, right? In order to be able to speak uninterrupted, you have to make sure that you make somebody else feel comfortable. So outside of what we're seeing on social media, we know that 600,000 Black women have been laid off, have been pushed out of the workforce, when we continue to be the most educated group of people in this country. And if we're looking at this panel, that's also evident.
I don't know if that's by direct reason for someone being Black, or maybe the job field that maybe that majority group of women possibly was in, and they laid off. I don't want to sit here and say it's just targeted towards them being Black, because I'm pretty sure a lot of other people got laid off at the same time.
I didn't.
Your thoughts about that?
She ain't lying.
Okay, well, I graduated magna cum laude in a language that I just learned at the time because I am from Venezuela. And we see the aggression in this panel with Yolanda here to my right, and that's the problem. But now let's talk about Kamala and Jasmine Crockett. You know, Jasmine Crockett is the best example of somebody that instead of representing their community with grace, is just being loud, is just being aggressive, and is dancing in the halls of Congress. And then we have Kamala, which we all know she got where she got on her knees. Her story is very long, and she just got where she got because she filled many boxes in the DEI. Let's talk about merit, not about color. As a Latina, I don't feel any woman of any color with that behavior represent me as a woman.
I'm not mad at her saying merit instead of color. I'm all for that, because I don't want to group either side into a box and say that I can't trust this color, that color, because you never know where your next blessing might come from.
A minority, I want people to get places based on merit.
All right, Jasmine, Terry, let's hear from you.
So I think we need to stay on topic. So we're going to go back to Yolanda for her initial. Let's go back to history, right? Black women were told to cover their hair because it made white women uncomfortable, right? So the reality is, whether you breathe or not, baby, we're the standard.
And hold on, then why do so many women wear weave still? If we the standard, I'm a little confused about that.
That's what it is. The beginning and the end starts with the Black woman. So regardless, whether you want to admit it or not, I think for the both of you, you stay on topic, because what you just spoke about had nothing to do with what we were talking about.
Absolutely did.
So we're going to go back to
Stop interrupting.
Let me land. So the reality is for the both of you to sit on the side of me and talk about aggression, what is the difference in what you're doing and what we're doing right now? Having a conversation. And yet we're the one, you just literally called out both of these black women on the panel, and you sit here with your attitude and you have a problem, but you tell them that they're aggressive, right?
Got a point.
We'll have a lovely story with Yolanda.
So we talk about it.
She mad because I worked on the congressional
So the
race.
black women,
You were very
let me finish,
aggressive every
please.
time.
And I've graduated magna cum laude too.
Hold on, I'll say this. The black woman with the low haircut, I think she took the first shots about the lip injections and wanting to be like black women. Then the white woman kind of retaliated, but they were just talking about the issues with the black community. I don't think really anybody was really aggressive off the rip. I think people just had their stances towards what's been going on. So I understand where she's coming from, but I don't think she's making the point all the way correct.
Normal. Thank you so much. So as a black woman, we're going to talk about history and we're going to talk about facts. So the moment that you realize that black women are the standard and who we are and what we provide into this world and to what we give to America in general, then you need to understand that. And so the reality is everyone gaslight us and tell us who we are and, oh, you're so aggressive. No, we're not. But when you sit here, you jump behind the microphone and you're yelling and screaming and giving your attitude and what you do, it's okay, it's acceptable.
Hang on a minute.
Wait a minute. And you're the same person.
you a
Let me
teacher.
finish. And you're the same
A word
person
teacher.
talking about calling Jasmine Crockett Miss Ratchet.
She's
and
Representative
so
Ratchet.
the reality is when you
Take
sit
your hand
here,
stage.
right here, you're considered as being applauded for what you do, right? But the minute a black woman has an opinion and we have
It
something to
has
say,
nothing to do with
it's
having an
aggression.
opinion. It
All right.
has to do
I
with
think
We'll be right
aggression.
back and we'll let them
Hold on. The weird part about it, she said that black women are the standard. That's just I don't know if I would say black women are the standard. You got all ethnicities and groups out there, so this just to put one above the other one, you know more better than the Bible when it put Jews over everybody else. Like everybody's created from the same God, but you're gonna have one specific group of people better than the next group of people. I don't believe that. I think the best way you can do is determine what your character and your morals lie at, and then how can you make it from point A to point B through your lifetime? I don't have to point the finger and say one person is going to be an ultimate correct being. How do you live your day-to-day life to benefit yourself and others?
Continue this conversation in just a moment. Stay with us here on The Factor Uncensored, and later we'll hear from the men. Stay with us.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of 1-800-GOT-JUNK?
Oh yeah, the gentle little company.
All you have to do is point.
There's a Chevy for everyone to see the USA. SUVs that put more within reach. Affordable EVs that open up the map.
This is what happens when the best players in the world share one court. Blink and you'll miss it.
Welcome back. It's a big question tonight. Are black women being vilified in America? Let's get back to our guest. So if this is a problem that we've constantly seen over the years, over decades, how do we address it?
I don't think there's a way to address it. You know, I mean, what I think the ladies next to me, at least two of the ladies next to me do, is put on their big girl, black girl panties. And like, just stop the whining. And, you know, it's interesting, you're talking about education, it's merit. Well, I mean, I'm a lawyer. I graduated magna cum laude. I mean, I was one of the most outstanding senior at the University of Houston. And I'm a double minority. I mean, I'm a black woman. When I walk in a room, you know I'm black. And the first thing they say is that I'm aggressive. You know what? I'm matter of fact, my mother taught me to look you dead in your eye when I'm talking to you and speak as I have something to say. And it's interesting that Angela's trying to act like she's a wallflower. Angela got one of the biggest mouths on this panel. And what she always does, Angela literally has no home training. Angela does not allow people to speak. She always interrupts because she tries to distract. I'm not worried about Angela because when she's moving, she ain't saying nothing. She's whining. She's trying to get the camera to look at herself. Now tell me why that's not aggressive.
All right,
Right?
Angela, let's hear from you.
I mean, Sarah Palin, Christy.
I think both of them have issues. Angela sounded like she had a few too many cocktails, and Miss Yolanda, she sounded like she just ready to jump off the top ropes.
No,
This is
Martin
the way.
Taylor Greene are all aggressive.
All right, let's hear from
This
Angela.
is the way this woman walks around in the world, ladies and gentlemen. I don't walk around in the world like that, but I guarantee you that most of the people on this panel do not walk around in the world
That's
like
why
that.
you got fired at HISD.
No, that's not why I got fired at HISD, but
So
that's
I
not
think-
what's
She doing personal shots.
Hang on a minute.
Lower your voice.
Hang on a minute.
Thank you.
Here's the
See,
thing.
that's just being, hey, lower your voice. Man, y'all talking and going back and forth. You didn't tell Yolanda to lower her voice. That's what I'm saying, man. This is where the ad hominem attacks need to stop. Like, y'all just carry yourself. Just let the person get it out. It is what it is. You're not going to be able to change their thoughts or their opinions. Just let them get it off.
Look, back to my whole premise here. This is about individual behavior, and if you're seeing a spate of black women or black people in general just acting wild and out, dressing like hoes, ghetto ratchet behavior, and people are calling it out. Not just white people, black people are calling it out, Hispanic people are calling it out. They're tired of it. That's why this black fatigue thing has taken hold. And again, with all due respect, the women on this panel are not who people are annoyed with, okay? Because the women on this panel are very successful, are very articulate and well-spoken. And I think instead of being defensive about
You
people
literally
having
just
a
insulted
different...
Yolanda and said this is how she walk
Well,
around in the world.
she's the exception. She's the exception. Instead of being offended by saying that this might be a problem with certain black people, why not have a conversation in the black community
All
about
right,
that?
Pompey, and
I'm
make
not
sure
mad
we
at-
stay on topic.
I'm not mad at that, man. Okay, with the spring break and the whole rodeo situation, if booty cheeks was out and if things were going on and the majority of those people happen to be a certain ethnicity group, it is what it is, man. One thing we cannot do is we don't want to lose ourselves in the argument and say that because she's saying things that we don't like and agree with, so now we don't hold anybody accountable. That's not right, and we have to be honest with ourselves.
Absolutely. I think this panel is a microcosm of what we're experiencing. No matter how we present, we're still considered the same thing, right? I intentionally lowered my voice a few decimals, and I was still called aggressive by somebody who has never met me, right? Going back to the social media trends and what we're seeing, and then the outlash, at the end of the day, and Jasmine, right? She pointed this out, Black women, we are the backbone of American culture. So if we're talking about clickbait, we know that in this economy, attention is currency. So of course they're gonna come after Black women because we continue to always move the needle when it comes to any kind of metric you wanna look at. Any kind of success metric, any kind of attention metric, going back to beauty standards, we're often emulated. And the truth of the matter is our divine essence is what's intimidating. And so you find these very visceral reactions to us just existing as everybody gets.
We're going to take a quick break here.
Somebody always want to be on top, man. This is crazy.
Come back and let Jasmine and Carmen wrap us up. We'll be back. Stay with us. Back, the topic is, are black women being vilified? Carmen, wrap us up.
Well, bad behavior always takes precedent. And sadly, many times the minority with bad behavior is what is being exposed. And this is the reality of what we're seeing. And that's where, in occasions, like for example, when Yolanda behaved like that, she is also acting in bad behavior, even though she's a very accomplished woman. So why don't behave properly and in the manner that people expect as a state representative, as a U.S. U.S. Congresswoman in the case of Jasmine Crockett.
All right.
Okay, I'm not mad at that.
Close us up.
Where higher power comes higher responsibility. You need to carry yourself accordingly.
So the question is, are black women being vilified? And I have a question for the both of you. Do you see this in America today? Black women being vilified? Can you answer yes or no?
No, it's about those women.
It's about
The
behavior.
so the reality is, you guys do not exist in reality. And honestly, furthermore, it's actually shameful because you sit here and you don't see the racist things that you do right now. You don't see it, and you literally, whether you're joking off camera, on camera, whatever, you don't see what you project out regarding black women. And it's actually sad because to sit in between the both of you and we're letting you know that we feel vilified. And you have no sympathy, no empathy. You have no. Let me finish. What I'm saying is the fact that you can sit here and say that you don't see what goes on in America today means you do not recognize history and you are not within reality.
Thank you, ladies. We'll be back. We'll talk to the men.
Wow.
Behavior.
Welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. We're talking about black women being vilified here in America. Joining us now, the men to talk about this
Let's hear it.
subject. One podcast host, the biggest community activist, Derek Muhammad, radio host, TD Blackshirt, and CEO of Regal Media, Todd Smith. All right, Derek, your thoughts about black women being vilified here in America. Is it a problem? Is it reality?
It is a problem. It is emphatically a reality and has been so for the past 400 plus years. Black women being vilified is not anything new. The real question is, when did it stop? I mean, think about it. A study was done that said that in media, most black women are seen in 3 categories: the sapphire, the Jezebel,
I was looking that up. I'm like,
I forget the third one. But
the shit they
these
say.
negative stereotypes,
Like,
and
they always
anytime
said
a
it
black
was us, but
woman
if you look at the
expresses
fashion,
her
you look, every
intelligence,
fucking race wears that
and
shit.
she
It's the
defies
way a
these
motherfucker looks at
stereotypes,
it.
she
And when you
is
shape like
indeed
most black
vilified.
women,
The vilification
they
is
gonna
just
call
a
you that.
gateway to devaluation. So
but
as
black
long as
women
black
always
women
get
are
the short end of the stick. It
devalued
don't
in this
matter because
country,
every
then
motherfucking
they
race
could
gonna
lose
fight, gonna show
600,000
their ass.
jobs in
Everybody's
1 year,
just not
and
telling us.
nobody will bat an eye. I mean, let's look at the historical record. Black women were used as guinea pigs to perform surgery with no anesthesia. Why? Because it went on record that they had a higher tolerance for pain. So indeed, black women have been vilified in this country, still are being vilified in this country, and will continue to be vilified if nothing changes.
Stereotype doesn't have to, identify exactly who you are. See, every other ethnicity group, they got a stereotype, and it is what it is. I understand the history that has happened to us throughout the past, but in 2026, you damn near can do anything you want to do, and the things that people say about you don't have to shape you. So we can talk about white women, Asian women, Indian women. They all got stereotypes. They probably don't care. We still have to keep living life and doing things as we're supposed to do. If the stereotype really bothers us, why not change from how we act like the stereotype?
Hey, TD, let's hear from you. Your thoughts about it.
I don't believe that's the reality in the whole corporately. I believe that the segment or a particular people, such as a Jasmine or a Kamala, who vilifies with the potty mouth type ideology, where they're speaking not as the intelligent women that we are accustomed to generally in our community, who are literally sound women who goes about their business of doing things that we have brought up through our lives. We know that they are the most sought after or the most educated part of our community, and we expect them to act as such because they are mothers, they are strong women. Because a woman, she can be seen but not heard, and she carry more weight in her beauty and in her essence and how she presents herself as a lady in the streets. And the community abroad, the marketplace will bear witness to that fact, that she's a virtuous woman. Rosa Parks sat on the bus. She wasn't cussing and potty mouthing and hollering and screaming. And the dignity and the self-respect, even in escorting her off the bus, was not that of a vilification or that of treating a woman without dignity.
What's he talking about? Are you talking about the modern women today? You go back talking about Rosa Parks. See, I knew he wasn't going to be honest just because he can't be honest with himself in the way how he has on that suit and the way how his front drops. See, he don't even care about himself. So I don't believe he's going to be honest honest and actually speak on the behavior of what happened at the event. See, everybody want to talk about how great and how virtuous and all this stuff. Man, call out when it's time to call out. Quit playing and being goofy and trying to cover up things and talk about what women of the past. We know that it's going to be great black women out there. Quit acting goofy. We talking about the ones who do goofy stuff.
All right, Todd, let's hear from you. I think the difference is we have a Marjorie Taylor Greene, and she is not facing the vilification. She's honored. She was honored before she turned against Trump in the MAGA movement. So there is a difference between how black women are treated when they're have a personality. That's how I look at Jasmine Crockett. She has a great personality. But why do we have to shrink who we are? Why do black women have to shrink who they are, shrink their swag, or shrink their personality to fit somebody else's definition of what a classy woman should be? And like Brother Muhammad said, it started 400 years ago with the vilification of black women, how black men couldn't even speak up for their women when they were raped by the slave master, when they were sold off. And it goes back to black men also.
Man, we ain't even experienced that in modern day. Why are we talking about things that happen through stories and things that you or the people right above you don't even know what happened? So this makes no sense.
Calling women B's and H's. So I blame everybody for the vilification of black women except black women. We all have a responsibility to play to make sure that image is protected and make sure we defend them when they are devalued by some other people. All right.
The same women that wouldn't give your Steve Harvey suit wearing ass a shot, just being honest. You probably wouldn't even get a shot with the same women that you're talking about. I'm just talking about the ones who act the way we talking about the rodeo. Those women ain't checking for you, man. We still speaking in fairy tale land of things that happened in the past, and we're not being honest as to modern day.
Biggest, go ahead.
Well, I want to start off by saying I love black women. So let's start with saying that. But I do think that they are vilified, but I think they have reason to be angry. They have reason to speak their mind. I believe a lot of times they move with a lot more masculine energy because they're in defense mode all the time. They've been scarred, they've been taken advantage of, and I believe that's why it gives. It's so easy to vilify them because they're always trying to defend themselves. They always want to prove something to the next person. They have to work a lot harder than, the other one. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think about it, man.
And you said because of almost a protection mechanism, they use the masculinity to survive.
Yeah.
Would there be something necessarily wrong with that, guys? Derek?
Well, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. The problem with the vilification, I think it starts with the double standards. I have a problem, but see, I was raised by strong black women who had very strong personalities. This did not make them angry black women. The problem is when you see a white woman act out of character, her behavior is not generalized and attributed to all white women. If you see a couple of black sisters and they fighting at the beach or whatever, why are we having a conversation about black women in general based upon the out of character behavior of a few?
And he tripping. I don't know why we don't sit right here and give all white women the term Karens. I don't know what he's talking about when it comes down to saying that we always group people into categories. I think it takes a smart person to not group everybody into a category because we understand that there's going to be good people and bad people of all colors and ethnicity groups.
That is where the double standard comes in, and that is why we have to stand up and defend black women as a whole. And we have to separate the exception from the rule. The black women that we saw on the panel that preceded ours, these were highly intelligent black women. If you follow them around throughout their day, you think they fussing and fighting and being cantankerous all day long, they would not have been able to accomplish what they've accomplished. But catch them on a day when they're tired. Catch them on a day when they feel as if though, they can't break through the glass ceiling and they have a right to be angry. All of a sudden, that moment becomes the standard for all black women. That don't make no sense.
We're black women, and he said about the masculine energy. A lot of times, black women have to be masculine. They had to be the father because the slave masters stole the father away. They had to be the father because you couldn't have a father in the home and get welfare. So a lot of them, they had to be that masculine. They had to have that masculine energy. So we shouldn't blame them. We should praise them.
And women have masculine energy too.
Amen.
Duh, we understand that white women can be masculine and aggressive. We're not saying that. The fact that this Steve Harvey suit wearing brother still talking about going back to what masculine and slavery or whatnot, talking about the house, bro. We in 2026. Bro, our people today have not seen anything like that. So how are we still trying to compare that to now? We talking about the situations that happened during spring break, Daytona Beach, and then the Texas rodeo situation. You have black people online that's saying, explaining what they saw. They saw these things.
You can't take the mindset. First of all, it's a mindset. Like they say we still slaves in the mind because we go to work and we do all this shit. It's no fucking different what that man's saying. I don't like your little black friend over there. I don't like him.
I like what he's saying. He's saying they just straying from the original conversation.
They're not. He's talking about that man. He's going back to slavery and talking about it. And that's the same man.
But he's saying he's talking about what's going on or not right now.
It's the mindset, is what I'm saying. You can't say people that work jobs, you're still a slave in your mind, or say, and not understand it. It's the mindset. And that's what that man is trying to convey. This is what the master did to the wood, and that mindset is still there.
Are they now wrong for, speaking on how they feel about it? And it ain't all white people. It ain't all Spanish people saying things. There are black people that saying, man, this is dead wrong, man. We don't need to move like this. And if it's a large group of us, I mean, we can sit right here and say that some of the criticism is warranted at the same time. I understand it don't feel good when we get criticized. Oh, why is all black people black people doing this and doing that? Don't go. Don't act out. I guarantee you, if black people show up somewhere and there is nothing wild or out of the ordinary going on, nobody's going to talk about it. I don't know why we act like we have to justify all types of behavior from our people and think that it's just okay. Oh, yeah, man, have that ass hanging out around all the kids. Oh, yeah, that's all fine. Yeah, have them do the kids. Yeah, clap them. Listen to all that music. Have all the cussing and everything going on around the kids. Anybody who trying to defend that type of behavior is goofy. And the small dude in the middle, them women ain't gonna choose him either. I know in his day-to-day life, he probably married or whatnot. He probably even out there on the scene, but I don't even think they understand how just a regular black man has to move around his own women, because they really don't appreciate him like that. They're not even checking for him like that. It's going to be difficult for that guy to actually get somebody. And I'm actually shocked hearing all these dudes speak like this, man. And I love black women. I have a black wife. I got black daughters. I'm never going to sit right here and act like they're perfect. They're going to do everything perfect. People in general not perfect. White, it don't matter the color. No, everybody going to have issues, but I'm never going to just try and group everybody. See, I did that shit in my early 20s, and I missed out on certain blessings, because you can have somebody from another group helping you out, but you so stuck in your ways, you so stuck in your own preconceived notions that this person is out to get me, this person can, and you done missed out on blessings. Because you too prideful to look past someone's color and actually look at their character and say, damn, this person really trying to help me out. But you still thinking that all of them sticking together, all of them think the same way. That's crazy to even think like that in the world that we in. Granted, back in the day, yes, were there issues going on with the way how, the history presented itself? Yes. I didn't live back then. Only thing I can do is understand the climate that I'm in now and move towards a better future for the family in the time period that I'm in. All that living in the past, I can't do it because I got a future to maintain and capture. If I don't, then it's going to be my fault. So I never want to live in that reality where I'm just going to be stuck in the past and just sounding goofy, man. Let me get y'all thoughts on this. I have this.
Shit. I'm gonna take me a damn nap. I'm not gonna go sleep now. I'll be up. No, I probably won't get back on it. Oh, Country Wayne got a new stand-up out. Did you hear him?
Yeah. You said what is his name? You said it's on Netflix.
We need to get more water. I think I'm almost out.
Survival. I really want to watch it. I want to get some glasses.
Have to help.
That's why I said, no, we gotta go. Sit around.
Didn't you do some dashes?
Yeah, it was early this morning.
Okay, but you did something, right?
Alfie! Oh, shit. Yeah, it's like my ride. Get up. Oh, shit. That's what I'm like. I'll oh, shit. Shit.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I can't now. 4 long logs like
Nobody
that.
need all that. Nobody need all that. Shut the door and flush. I mean,
Yeah,
like.
hell yeah. Oh, shit.
No, it falls down. You couldn't.